Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I got a very interesting article here where it seems like some Brazilians who disagree with the outcome of the latest presidential elections decided to enter the Supreme Court and the Congress in the capital city of Brasilia. And now that's, I would say, stupid, and I tell you why. First, you don't copy something that was unsuccessful, if you know what I mean. And secondly, if it's just going to be a few thousand people, get yourself in trouble. You're not gonna succeed, not even to draw attention to something meaningful. So let's see what's going on here. This article comes from Reuters and it's from today, January 8, 2023. Bolsonaro supporters invade Brazil's Congress, Supreme Court in Brasilia, in the capital. Now, supporters of Brazil's former far-right President Jair Bolsonaro on Sunday invaded the Supreme Court and Congress building and surrounded the presidential palace in Brasilia, according to television images. Now these guys obviously draw the parallel between January 6, 2021 in the United States and these guys here. It says local media estimate about 3,000 people were involved. Even Adolf had more in Munich, when it was the putsch. But anyway, what do you know? Many of the protesters dispute the result of the October 30th election in which leftist Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva beat Bolsonaro. So that guy is a far right, this is just a leftist. Do you know what's the name of Lula's party? The Workers' Party. You can make shit up. And he's just a leftist. The other guy is called the far right party. So just so you know how words have meaning. So the former president repeatedly questioned without evidence the credibility of the country's electronic voting system, and many of his hardcore supporters believed him. Is it illegal? Is it illegal to question that there's a moon on the sky somewhere over there? Is it? Is it illegal to believe that we are human? Think that we are, rocks or something? Is it illegal? Is it illegal to say that this town's name is not New York City, but it's Baltimore? Is it illegal? Is it illegal to say that, I don't think that little thing was, the decision in whatever case that was judged, somewhere in the past, you say, I think that decision made by the judge I disagree with it. I don't think it was fair. Is it illegal? Why is it illegal to question other things? If you don't act and in a certain way that makes your actions illegal, break a law, I understand. But I don't think it's illegal to question these kind of things, even if you're dumb and you look like a dumbass. So I don't know, this thing with you are this kind of denier, you're this kind of denier. If, let's say, I say, someone tells me, you know what, in the war in Indochina died 1 million people. And I say, I doubt 1 million people. I think there were about 900,000 that died. Am I a war of Indochina denier? I have questions. I say, I don't think so. I don't think. I have a gut feeling. Can I have a gut feeling? You can say, you're wrong. But I'm not denying the fact that people died. I think it's maybe too much. But I just say, I have no evidence. Or maybe I do have evidence. Does it matter? Does it matter if I contradict that? Or you're a denier. I don't deny. I deny the number. And I question. Let's put it, I question. I question the number. That means I'm not certain about it. That means I deny that. I'm not certain about it. We are so uncertain of a lot of things that we take as we push them over the border of believing. And nobody tells you, well, I believe in God. Well, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Oh no, that's evidence. Okay. Well, nobody calls you anything like you're, I don't know, this kind of denier or that kind of denier. And after all, it's your right to be a denier. Is it illegal? No, unless you act upon it in a certain way. I dislike this kind of, I mean, it's a very weasel way of using your brain, or lack of. So let's see what's going on over here. Bolsonaro left Brazil for Florida 48 hours before the end of his mandate. Missing. He didn't show up for 2 days, I guess. Lula was in Sao Paulo for the weekend and on a trip to the interior of the state. Lula's Workers' Party asked the office of the top public prosecutors to order public security forces to act in containing the demonstrators. Correct. That's what you do. But then, what if things become violent? Are we going to hear France and Germany telling Lula something like they told Iran, for instance? Hey, I'm not talking about killings and all that, okay? You know, aggressive like they do with yellow vests in France and other locations. I'm against this kind of, I mean, if a demonstration gets out of control and becomes violent and destroys property, I'm all 100% for the law enforcement intervention and arresting each and every person involved over there. And, if necessary, give a little curfew time and say, whoever is in the streets, if you can't contain it, after 7 o'clock p.m. today, and we have the right to apply this kind of policy, because they have those policies, okay? And we're going to apply this one, we're going to apply this one, we're going to apply that, right? So it's your choice. If you act unruly, then this is what's going to happen. This is not a revolution here. We are still a civilized state, are we? Well, if you violate the curfew, then you're unruly. So we're going to act. And I guarantee you, in half an hour, everything will be dispersed. Why? Because you have the power. And you can do it. Anyway, in this case, these guys are idiots. Let me tell you something about this insurrection that occurs in Brazil or something. An insurrection. I have a few questions. Was the military involved on your side? No. Zero chance of success. You can give me examples like, oh yeah, but you remember those? Oh yeah, but the military stayed put, cooperated tacitly, keeping its mouth shut and staying and waiting. But if you get the military, you can lose anything else. The mass media, you can lose the elites, you can lose the political class, you can lose your mom, your dad, anybody. If you got the military, the ones with the guns, the guy with the really guns, not the chi-chi or pow, 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 click, 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 done, 6, done. Or with a chick, or bing, 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 bing. No, you don't do anything with that, okay? I'm talking about the military. So, an insurrection without the military, it's a little bit of an understanding between forces. Believe me, if those 3,000, whatever you want to call them, had the military showing up for them right there, Lula would have been gone right now, would be cold. We're going to touch him on the neck and say, sorry. And not only him, because everybody will be like scattering like little sparrows when a little hawk shows itself. That's how it is. Just a few armored vehicles over there, and everybody will be quiet, and everything will be under new order and control. Now, that's an insurrection. People entering in, like they entered here in the whatever Congress and in the Supreme Court, yeah, okay, so they went over there, exposed their genitalia, and then what? They got arrested, and that was it. What was that? Idiots. That's how idiots. 3,000. Was the population of Brazil 200,000? 200 million, I'm sorry. 200 million, and you got 3,000 idiots? Right there is an insurrection in Brasilia. Anyway, by looking at this interpretation of what happened over there, you can understand that I read about insurrections in my life, and I read about certain kind of things that occurred and how things got toppled and so on. Remember in, if you want, in Ukraine 2014 coup d'etat. There was shooting over there. There was the security forces involved. There was the army involved, or the army part of it. Remember when Erdogan in 2016, it was that attempt to turn around the whole thing. What happened? The military, part of the military tried, part of our military, what did it do? These ones. So it was unsuccessful. So without the military, you can have the mass media. You can keep the mass media, let me have the military. Because if I have the military, I come to the mass media. And I will convince the mass media in no time that things changed. And if they don't want to agree with that, I will convince them. The military will convince them. I guarantee you that. But the mass media cannot really convince the military, if you know what I mean. They can talk for maybe 25 minutes until the first military units show up at your station, and you're going to stop broadcasting the way you want or other people want you to broadcast. And you will start broadcasting the way I want you to broadcast. Please, I mean, let's not be naive here. So in the United States, the same way. There's not going to be anything until it's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be a revolution in the United States. Not going to be any revolution, really, a revolution until the military, which supposedly is gone, not on the U.S. territory like the Rome. The Roman army was not in Rome. It was outside. So, anyway, you got the point. Bolsonaro wants Italian citizenship. Did you know that? I just found out reading about the subject. He, I think right now is in Rome, is in Italy, trying to get Italian citizenship because he's afraid that he's going to be indicted. There's going to be a warrant for his arrest issued in Brazil. Now I don't know if Lula is going to take advantage of these 3,000 scary deniers and going to do what the Nazis did in 1933 in February, I think it was, the Reichstag fire. And they say, okay, we got enemies among us. We got to suspend everything. And you know what? I will be the one who's going to keep you safe, okay? Yes. And everybody was, yes, sir, jawohl. Jawohl, mein Führer. We're going to do that. Thank you very much. So I don't know if Lula's going to do it. He's not going to do it because he still got half of a country at least who voted for him. He's got a military who didn't move a finger. The security forces are with him, which is good. Let's follow the work within the system. Vote next time. Until then, if you have a country, you can vote again. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.